of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling Now I never been down with no OPP. I talk about selling our people's property. Don't know who doing it, so don't round me out. Don't send no police round me and tell me shush my mouth. Where's our conviction? But where's our pride? We selling everything, selling our backside. Just go online, it'll make you sick. You can buy any island, just point and click. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling our hey, hey. Ride him. My mother always say, where you find it, donkey? Ride it. Who's donkey? Come on. We got a whole nation in 73. Now we getting back the whole country. What kind of fools we must be, selling out for a bag of rice and a cup of tea. You know what does bug me? Help me understand. I can't find piece of property for under 80 grand, but I can fix this. I know what to do. I can squat just like them other people try make me do. See, they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling I get everybody sell some every time. They're selling one island, give away one key. What can be left for you and me? It's just the example, what's our kids to do? You want them have a sense of pride, or go selling too. Cause they're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country, yes man. They're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling They're selling our country, yes, they're selling our land. They're selling our archipelago of sea and sand. Now break down the acronym like you in class. Oh, they're selling the whole country. Ooh, they're selling
Whoa, girls, we out doing
Listen to me. How many Bahamian kids for years and decades going to the United States, going off to college, and come back here? When they come back here, what has happened? What has happened? Under FNM, under PLP, under whoever. What has happened when they come back home, boy? Huh? It's a new story to you, eh? You can't tell us where to stay. You can't tell us where to go. You don't have that enough power. I'll try to get your life together. You can't tell people where to stay and where to go and what to do. Who are you? Who are you? You don't have nothing. You can't tell people what to do with their life. Try to deal with your life. Worrying about other people's life. Try to deal with your life. Go sell water, girl. Different generation, Big Papa. We smarter than fucking y'all. We miles ahead. When I tell you miles ahead, you think that's just for saying sake. We fucking smarter than y'all. We all over. We all over. Okay, y'all fucking tired ass. Y'all ain't got nothing to do it. Thief in land? You say no thief land, buddy. No thief fucking land. We buy land with paper. Huh? My cousin buys 17 fucking old houses in Abaco and rebuild them. 17. Pussy hole. Take a visit and see. Stay in that little 2x2 in Nassau, up and down, and don't know what's going on. Huh? Also fucking behind. Ain't this a game? We ain't our parents, but we different, boy. The same back in the day. We all could have bullied us and do what y'all want to do. We different, boy. It's a different generation, bro. We smarter. We smarter than y'all. All our kids smart in school. Fucking dummies. We ahead of y'all. Yeah. So we speak two languages. We way smarter than fucking y'all. Y'all know that. All do is talk fuck all day.
Do I have political aspirations?
You want to run for House Assembly or you want to be appointed to the Senate?
I love politics.
That's not the question, man. Stop being smart. Do you intend to offer yourself if the opportunity arises?
Should an opportunity arises that I feel makes sense, and an opportunity did come about, things in proper perspective here, I was offered
a position,
an opportunity to run.
And you decline?
Position, and I feel as if it would put me in a better position. We have expanded so much so that we've stopped using the ATRs, and now the 130-seat Bahamas Air jet flies into Cape Haitian, goes in full, comes out full.
Regularly.
So now at the ticket price is around $500 to $600. So
to get to Haiti?
Yeah. So you do the math. Every week on a Tuesday and every week on a Saturday, twice per week. Do the math yourself. $500 times 130, twice a week. Haitians ain't contributing.
I mean, the woman get bigger for any old Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Yes.
And the child becomes a citizen.
Yeah.
And next 18 years, he could run for parliament in my country.
Just as you
try going down to Haiti.
Just
your
as
man,
you.
you're part from Haiti, right?
Just as
you go down there and try it.
No.
Bahamian.
Yes.
That's right.
Bahamian.
You think Bahamian citizenship is something? You think citizenship is like popcorn?
No. What I do...
Why you don't go back to Haiti and open a business, Louis?
Yeah, why don't you stop being sexist?
You have any relatives in Haiti right now?
Sexist.
Do you have any relatives in Haiti?
I have plenty, but you're being
sexist. Why
sexist.
don't you ever go back and set up a business in Haiti to try to improve?
Why you don't go to the United States to set up? You got
I'm from Andros.
I am from Nassau. Camp Road boy.
But originally, you came... your daddy...
Well, I didn't follow all of the words or the statements of Brent Simonet, but I did know that I took note that he said that what I did was not unlawful. And I would invite Brent Simonet to examine his own record before he could point fingers. Here it is, we're talking about someone who introduced a Commercial Enterprises Act to allow persons in this country to bypass every process to obtain status in this country. We are talking about someone who had to resign on 2 occasions from the cabinet to come to the Bahamas. And so his own record ought to be examined before he could point fingers at anyone. In my view, he have no moral authority to speak to me on this matter.
He also said So, when I got the telephone, I saw that my God, my way, the message was from his one. See, my family getting treatment for the private guy gave one more. What I'm about to do is unorthodox. Some of my friends are indeed unorthodox. I want this racing, I want you to build up a little bit of strength. Like Mark Zustelman, my young Marty, was a church I asked, we have support. The Macmadon English to Paul Nasa, as I'm about to bestow citizenship. Passing my Bible to my Mamadi, madame, avec famille, petite vie au campé. Mamado, s'il vous plaît, pour nous. Des témoignages, des témoignages, children will have to take the oath. Testimony va lui sermenter, but adults have to take the oath. Mais la monnaie lui sermenter. Tracy, you repeat after me and say I, and your full name. I, full name. Do swear that I will be faithful and bear true allegiance to King Charles III, King of the Bahamas, his heirs and successors, according to law, and that I will faithfully observe the laws of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. So help me God. La loi does not allow me to dispense with any part of what I'm doing. And so we will now sing the national anthem. Et quand on a chanté national anthem, on va dire nous tous taper sur elle. Non, à quoi on va commencer tout le monde, s'il vous plaît, taper. C'est parti. À toi. 1, 2, 3. Merci, Madam Kwan and the children, it's Simonio, on behalf of the Honorable Prime, the Papa, the William Misla, the cabinet, the cabinet, and the Havis everywhere, et tout pays, tout partout, I welcome you, nous tout bienvenue, as the comme nouveaux citoyens de Bahamas. Certificate I end by saying that Frank is now resting in peace. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon and welcome, welcome, welcome. It's always so good to have you here to spend your time with us, to spend your Sunday with us, learning exactly what's going on in our country. We are the first organization, political organization, that takes the time out to educate the Bahamian people, to make sure you know what's going on. And ladies and gentlemen, that's what we're here for, and this is the fight. Because the evolution starts with the awakening. It starts with education. It starts with opening the eyes of the people. Because once your eyes are open, then you can see. Then you can see. But if your eyes are closed, if you are asleep, then you're going to continue to be robbed. It's been 50 years of absolute corruption. It's been 50 years of taking advantage of us, where only the politicians benefited in our nation. But those days are coming to an abrupt and sudden end. It is time for change, and we are about to have the change that we have all been needing and we have all been crying out for. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you again for tuning in. We appreciate you. So one of my online producers have said that the sound is good. The sound is good. Before we get started, we just have a couple little quick announcements. But I want you to see something quick before I get into what we're going to talk about. We're going to cover a couple of things today. We're going to cover Keith Bell. There's still people asking questions of what he did wrong, including a talk show host that texted me and asked me what did he do wrong. They have kept us at a DR rate and kept us slow and not knowing the law all this time, not knowing a constitution, not knowing civics, so that they can take advantage of us whenever they want. And we have to educate ourselves, and that's what we do every Sunday. And so we're going to talk about that. BPL, we're tired of being robbed. We're going to show you some things with BPL that's going to absolutely blow your mind. I'm going to give you a little update on Aranha and his property out west and what's been going on there. Because we have to fight for Bahamians. Not only do we have the Haitians, illegal Haitians, taking our land and raping and robbing us of our land while the government aids and abets them, but we also have other foreigners that are doing the same thing. They're just taking, raping, and robbing our land. They have the money, though, to use the court system, to use fake documents and all kinds of things. We're going to show you some things today that's going to blow your mind. It's been going on. Not everyone you see pull up the beachfront property actually owns that property. There's a lot of skullduggery going on in this country, and we're going to uncover all of it. We are going to fight for Bahamians, all Bahamians. No Bahamian is going to be disadvantaged in this country in the New Bahamas. But we've started from now. We're going to fight for you the same way we've been fighting to make sure that the Bahamian people knew about what was going on in Abaco. The government, from the FNM to the PLP, was pretending that expansion wasn't going on until we decided to jump on a plane and go down there and let you know what's going on. We've been awakening the people to what's been going on in this country, and we are going to continue to do that. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to fight. And we are going to show up because Keith Bell has not been terminated as yet, and their time is up. We are going to show up on Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. to the office of the Prime Minister where they're having cabinet. We want all and sundry to come and join us there. We're going to get to that in a minute. But in the meantime, we wanted to show you a nice 50-year update. After 50 years, we're going to show you the airport in Andres. Watch this.
This is San Andres International Airport. All right? San Andres International Airport. All right? Check it out. Everybody underneath this cabana is getting soaking wet. Running from the rain. But where to run? Nowhere to run. Nowhere to run. No, I mean, what is this? The international airport? Oh, wow. So the tourists come through here also? Yeah. Oh, there's the bathroom right there? All right. Wow. San Andres Airport. International Airport.
After 31. And they still moved the PLP back in. FNM, PLP, FNM, FNM, PLP. Stand up there and find them in the sun. I'm going to do it. Come on. No.
People got to run in the bathroom to get out the rain. In the female bathroom of that.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that was Andres. That's North Andres. And the international airport there. And the airport is really a gazebo. The international airport in Andres, Northern Andres, a major part of our country, is actually a gazebo. As in, a gazebo. Western Air has a terminal down there, but in terms of the government, it's literally a gazebo. And under the gazebo, if you sit there and it starts to rain, you get wet. The money that they're going to spend on this 50-year celebration, they should have spent on that airport so that we have something to celebrate. It is sickening. It is sickening. It isn't that the country doesn't have the money. It isn't that the country doesn't have the money. It isn't that the country doesn't have the money. It is that they spend the money loosely and they spend it however they want. They spend it slackly. So your international airport is a gazebo, but we're going to celebrate. the money they're going to spend on any of those stages for any of those events, any of those stages with the lighting and the big LED screen, the money they're going to spend on any one of them, over 100 grand, they could have at least built a building. They could have started a building that we could sit in air conditioning. I mean, Jesus. And we're celebrating that, and they're making excuses for that. I don't know what else to say, but I just wanted to get that out. Well, before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say, that the Coalition of Independents appreciates its supporters, 100%. There's some supporters that we couldn't do this without. And yesterday was the birthday of one of our queens, Ms. Bernadette Mills. They say the best looking women are in the Coalition of Independents. I think they're right. But Ms. Bernadette Mills Fraser is one of our executives, one of our trusted and loyal executives, and it was her birthday yesterday. And we just want to say a very special happy birthday to you. God bless you. We hope you had a wonderful and amazing day. And we couldn't do this without you. Thank you so much. Now that we showed your face, PLP is going to make you an offer. So good luck with that. they're gonna come after you to try to buy you out. So thank you so much. We appreciate you. That's Miss Bernadette Mills. We couldn't do this without her. She's wind beneath our wings, I must say. Happy birthday to you, man. But ladies and gentlemen, where do I start? Where do I begin? Okay, we're gonna talk about Franky the Haitian people first. Then I want to show you a couple things about BEC, all right? And then we'll open phone lines. This world is pretty interesting. This is pretty interesting. So you heard the voice note from this Franky person. I'm gonna play it again for you. It's short, 2 minutes. This voice note, these voice notes, someone put them together that he was sending to someone, and you can see that these people are emboldened. They're getting bold all of a sudden. I think they feel like they have the power. And you heard him talking about power to whoever he was talking to. They have the prime minister in their clutches, and he's one of them, and they feel like they're taking over. I want you to listen to this carefully. And if this doesn't wake up Bahamians, I don't know what will. Listen to this again.
Two police cars showing up. I get a little skittish. I know what's going on, but I see two police cars, CID, another car pulling up. I get skittish. I know what's going on, but something going on. Something going on, but I see police here. Two police here to Franky, Florida. The man who threatened to kill Bahamian, call him a hug. I just happen to be here, and two cars are here. I know what's going on, but I see him talking to Franky behind the building, then they disappear. And there is Franky being led away. I think that's the video of threats of death. You got 1, 2, 3 police come to pick up Franky. I guess Franky is a big player now. He's being threatened for threats of death. He says he's a big PLP player. So he's going in the back of the police car. I've ridden there before many times. There goes the flag there. I guess Franky would not be flagged in. Let me see if I could get
Listen to me. How many Bahamian kids for years and decades going to the United States, going off to college, and come back here? When they come back here, what has happened? What has happened under FNM, under PLP, under whoever? What has happened when they come back home, right? Huh? It's a new story to you, eh? You can't tell us where to stay. You can't tell us where to go. You don't have that enough power. I'll try to get your life together. You can't tell people where to stay and where to go and what to do. Who are you? Who are you? You don't have nothing. You can't tell people what to do with their life. Try to deal with your life. Worrying about other people's life, try to deal with your life. Go sell water, girl. Different generation, Big Papa. We smarter than fucking y'all. We miles ahead. When I tell you miles ahead, you think that's just for saying sake. We fucking smarter than y'all. We all over. We all over. Okay, y'all fucking tired ass. Y'all ain't got nothing to do it. Thief in land? You say no thief land, buddy. Don't thief fucking land. We buy land with paper. Huh? My cousin buys 17 fucking old houses in Abaco and rebuild them. 17. Pussy hole. Take a visit and see. Stay in that little 2x2 in Nassau, up and down, and don't know what's going on. Huh? Also fucking behind. Ain't this a game? We ain't our parents, but we different, boy. The same back in the day. We all could have bullied us and do what y'all want to do. We different, boy. It's a different generation, bro. We smarter. We smarter than y'all. All our kids smart in school. Fucking dummies. We ahead of y'all. Yeah. That's why we speak two languages. We way smarter than fucking y'all. Y'all know that. All do is talk fuck all day.
I have one response to this Franky fella because he was charged with threatening a Bahamian, the Bahamian who used to show he used to fly the drones over the shanty towns to show Bahamians what was going on, and Franky threatened them. I have one thing to say. If Haitians are so smart, then why don't you go build your own country? Why don't you go buy 17 homes in your own country and rebuild them? If you're so smart. If you're so smart, why don't you find a solution to the problems in Haiti? Since you are so smart and more smarter than Bahamians, wouldn't that be the smart thing to do? If you're so smart, and y'all are so smart, wow, y'all are perfectly qualified to go and rebuild Haiti. Oh, wow. We've given you the free education. We've educated people like you. And so now you can leave and go home, since you identify as Haitian. Franky, Bahamians made you. You used to sell CDs, hustling on the street, and Bahamians supported you. You used to get DJ jobs from Bahamians. They allowed you to be a DJ. They didn't discriminate against you. They didn't discriminate against you when you were selling your CDs. They took care of you. They gave you an opportunity. They gave you a chance. And now this is what you say about Bahamians? You are ungrateful. It is people like you that don't need to be in our country. People like you. Because it is us, the Bahamian people, who helped you get to where you are. The time is longer than rope. Someone made a comment to me. They said that we are already outnumbered and that is nothing we can really do about the illegal immigrants. Let me make this emphatically clear to all of you who may not understand. Not all Haitians think like the corrupt ones. Not all Haitians think like the corrupt ones. There are corrupt Bahamians who are aiding and abetting the illegal invasion of our land, and there are corrupt Haitians. Not all Haitians agree with what Philip Brave Davis and the PLP are now doing. Remember, it was Philip Brave Davis and the PLP who were rounding them up and throwing them in buses, separating them from their children, and doing all this stuff, dragging them, beating them, whatever they said they were doing. So they said they were doing. And all the PLPs who are getting this. And now all of a sudden, people got bought out. Let me read something to all of you. Let me read this to Ruby. Let me read this to Frankie. And let me read this to anyone who feels disaffected with the Bahamas or with the Bahamian people. I'm going to read you something from the law. You don't have to go to the law. And when the New Bahamas starts, our children are going to learn the law from school. My children in the U.S. had to learn civics. You can't get from one grade to the next. That's the only thing you repeat for. You have to learn civics, and that means how the government works. You have to learn your constitution. You have to learn the government system and how it works. Our children will learn our constitution and they will learn civics. We can teach them the law so no one moving forward will be able to take advantage of our Bahamian people and then come and urinate on them and call it raining. Like the PLP government is doing right now with this illegal immigrant situation with Keith Bell. Now, this is deprivation of citizenship. This is how your citizenship can be taken from you. All right? This is how your citizenship can be taken from you. And just remember, I'm going to be the Minister of Immigration in the New Bahamas. Now, let me show you how your citizenship can be taken away from you. Subject to the provision of this section, the minister may, at his discretion, by order, deprive of his citizenship any citizen of the Bahamas who is such by virtue of Article 3.3 or 4 of the Constitution or by registration or naturalization. That means paper Bahamian. So if you are an organic Bahamian, they cannot take your citizenship. But if you are a paper Bahamian, all right, they can. If the minister is satisfied that the registration or certificate of naturalization was obtained by means of fraud, false representation, or concealment of a material fact. So if you find out that they got their citizenship by any fraud, false representation, or concealment of material fact, their citizenship can be taken away. Next, subsection 2. Subject to the provisions of this section, the minister may, at his discretion, by order, deprive of his citizenship any citizen of the Bahamas who is such by registration or naturalization. All right, that means you registered as Bahamian or you got naturalized. So that's paper Bahamians. If the minister is satisfied that he has one, I'll go straight to the one I want to go to. That is 3. Shown himself by act or speech to be disloyal, disaffected towards the Bahamas, disloyal or disaffected towards the Bahamas. All right? And so if you feel If you feel like, listen, I don't like the Bahamas no more, in other words, disaffected to the Bahamas, I don't think the Bahamas making sense. I think these are a bunch of dumb people and we smarter than them. If you by any act or speech have done so, there's no statute bar on this. If you by any act or speech making false booklets and pamphlets, distributing it around the world, if you by any act or speech lying on the Bahamas and saying that they bite you with dogs, they bite the immigrants with dogs, they have dogs bite the immigrants, you disrespect the Bahamas and the Bahamian people. The law says that your citizenship can be revoked. Don't think because you were given some papers that you are here permanently and that you are untouchable. If you're in our country, you're going to behave yourself. The next thing I want you to understand is that we are receiving so much calls from Haitian nationals and Bahamians of Haitian descent who don't agree with what this government is doing. They don't agree with the corruption. Many of them are upset that they had to go through the ropes. They had to do things the right way. And all this crookery and skullduggery is going on. Because if they don't pay or they don't have the money to pay, they can't get the advantage. It's like this. They are saying that it's a free-for-all. It's like they are being asked to pay for this and pay for that under the table. Pay this $3,000, pay this $4,000, pay this $5,000. They're saying that it's not fair. They're trying to do things the right way. And a lot of them don't agree with it. They feel like corruption is what destroyed Haiti, and it's starting to seep in here in the Bahamas too. What Keith Bell is up to, and we have been interviewing many persons from the Department of Immigration over the last few days. We have been going through documents, and let me tell you something. We are going out Tuesday, and we want you all to come with us because you have no idea the kind of damage that Keith Bell and those are doing. It is not too late. We are not outnumbered. It is not too late. We must stand. And even many of those who are getting their passports and citizenships right now don't agree with what the government is doing. I've spoken to some of them. They're going to get theirs, but not all of them agree with what is happening. The corrupt ones like Franky and those, of course they agree. Not all do. I met a Haitian man at the gas station. He's probably watching right now. Yesterday, he's getting some food. And he stopped and he said he's getting goosebumps, to meet me, to be able to meet me. He's a Bahamian of Haitian descent. His parents were Haitian. And he said he applied for his papers and he has not gotten it yet. He said he is with a hard PLP. He campaigned for Brave David them. He's one of the big boys. He's very connected. He holds Haitian events and that kind of stuff. But he said this time he's going to support the COI. He said, I have goosebumps just meeting you and just talking to you. He said, because what you are saying is good for the Bahamas. And he said, don't mind what they're trying to put out there. Many Haitians support you. We believe in you. What you are saying is the right thing. We have to do things properly. All you're saying is come the right way. No more shanty towns. There's nothing wrong with that. And many Haitians believe in that. We don't want to turn the Bahamas into Haiti. And I can say that inspirational to talk to him. It was inspirational. And he said he's going to stand with us. I've spoken to so many. I spoke to another Haitian man who's now a manager at his company. And he is saying that he believes in what we are doing. And we got to save this Bahamas. And we're doing the right thing. Not all of them believe in the corruption. Brave Davis and them are going to get a shock of their lives. What one of the gentlemen said to me was that they think we fool. because they're giving us papers mean we could just vote for them. Say we ain't fool. And I believe that. I believe that. I believe that. And so for this Frankie person, there's a law to deal with people like you. Catch yourself. Catch yourself. Respect this Bahamas and respect this country and respect the people who made you. We were never xenophobic against you. Your statements are xenophobic. Your statements are almost racist. Oh, Bahamians are dumb. We're smarter than you are. It's almost like the white man calling the black man dumb and calling them niggas and talking down to them. Bahamas, do you hear that kind of talking down to you now? Do you hear it? And if you hear it, you should know what is about to come. A war is brewing, and our treasonous leaders are behind it. You see, we took our money and gave it away to some people who didn't have any expenses because they were living way below their means. And then we trained them, we taught them how to do masonry, and we taught them how to do everything. And then they started to replace us because they're the labor, we're the labor. There's only one way out. There's a way out, Bahamas. We have to stop being the labor. There's an immigration problem because they are the labor and we are the labor, and they're replacing us because they can live more cheaply than us. We have to do things the right way. We have to get a mortgage. We have to pay rent. We have to pay electricity, all these kind of stuff. They are the labor and we are the labor. The solution is it's time for the new Bahamas. It's time for us to be the owners. All of us. It's time for us to benefit from our natural resources. It's time. We must stand up and stand together. So I just wanted to make that clear. This man, that's a Frankie man. There's laws to deal with people like him. All right? And so they're still asking the question of, what's his name? Keith Bell. Keith Bell broke many laws. Go and look at our last live and you'll see the laws that we broke down, and there's even more. We found out some more things even since then. All right? And the reason the government is standing behind Keith Bell is because many of them are caught up in the same web. They asked, many other ministers asked for favors of giving citizenships or giving work permits, etc., when persons didn't qualify. And so they can't touch Frankie, not Frankie, Keith. They can't touch him. They have to line up behind him. They believe that the only hope for the PLP to win is to get the Haitians to vote for them. And they need more of them to get their citizenship. So they cannot touch him because he's the one making it happen. Did you notice that those persons who left Haiti, our ambassador team, our consular team, they're now back in Haiti? Now, the conditions haven't changed. Nothing changed, but they're back. Why? Now, no other CARICOM country has an embassy in Haiti. Why do we need to be back there right now? Because money making, and because the PLP government is trying to make sure they get as many people here to change the voting bloc. Y'all better wake up. Join me. Make sure you are there with me on Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. I was very curious about something I saw. I'm not gonna really judge him on this, but I want you to pay attention to politics. I always promise you to show you the trickery of politicians. I'm going to say this. I'm going to show you this before I put this call up. I want you to notice this. There was a video and flyer that started going around asking people to come to a march and protest on Friday. Friday just passed at 9 o'clock in the morning. I want you to see this video again. Watch this.
Enough is enough. Join us on Friday, June 30th, 2023 at 9 a.m. at the Eastern Parade Ground, right before the Sir Sidney Poitier Bridge, as we call for the resignation of the Minister of Immigration and Labor, Keith Bell. Mr. Bell, since you are in the business of fulfilling wishes, fulfill the wish of the Bahamian people. Resign now.
That was a nice little ad, nice little inspirational music, and nice little words of Keith Bell, you must resign now. But when persons watched it, that protest on Facebook, they realized that was the FNM. That was Michael Pintard calling for a protest. They had one the day before. No one came, and they had 17 people to be exact. 17 people showed up and stood on the steps. All right, there's 17 people, including Michael Pintard. So right there, there's 17 people showed up, and this is supposed to be a major party. And so the next day, they put out this flyer telling everyone to come out for a protest on Friday. Everyone, join us, join us. But what was shocking to me and deceitful to me was that
enough is enough. Join us on Friday, June.
Nowhere on that flyer does it say the FNM or say that this is the Free National Movement. Is the Free National Movement ashamed of themselves? Why wouldn't they say on the flyer that this is being organized by the Free National Movement and that we are calling our supporters and all Bahamians to come with us? Is it because they feel that they don't have support and that people won't come out if they know it's the Free National Movement? Why would they do that? And they went out there, was about 25 of them. I drove out there to see what was going on, to see who it was, and then I saw that it was Michael Pintard and the FNM. And so why do they do these political tricks? This is the same trick that Michael Pintard, remember We March? Well, Michael Pintard was behind that. Michael Pintard, Renard Henfield, and John Boswick formed We March for Dr. Minutes because the FNM wasn't getting any traction at the time. They had the rally in the alley. No one showed up, less than 50 people. They tried it again. No one showed up. And then they said, you know what? We got to do something different. And they formed We March to make it look like something independent. They put Renard Henfield out there and make it seem like, oh, this is a nice independent guy who just wants good for his community in Jamaica and he wants good for our country. And we're not going to get any politics involved. And all the time it was political. From the break, he didn't sell out. That was the plan from the beginning. They hatched a plan at FNM headquarters, and they had a lot at the Taj on Parliament Street. And this is the kind of tricks that Pintard and these people play. And I'm not saying this to attack them. I'm just saying that the Bahamian people have reached a point where we're tired of the political tricks. We want you to be upfront. This is the information age. We're tired of the tricks. Just come forward, man. Stand up for the Bahamian people and let's move this country forward. That's all we want, you know. Stand up for the Bahamian people. That's all we want. Just be upfront with us. We're tired of the secrets and the secrecy. We are a different generation. We're tired of it. And so with that, I'm going to say, I had a conversation with a young lady who's now starting to speak out and you know, we have got a lot of concern for the country, and I admire that. Whenever I see young persons deciding to stand up and stand out, I would encourage them. The young lady called me and said, listen, you should reach across the aisle and make sure that you invite the FNM and all other persons to come out to this march on Tuesday. Because Bahamians really need to show out at this march, and they need to show up at this march to show the government that they're serious. Otherwise, the government is going to take the next 3 years flooding our country with these illegal people and trying to give us many citizenships behind the scenes as they can. We now have evidence, witness evidence that this is what they're doing. And they're flooding our country with these unlawful citizenships. And she said, I'm talking about Brittany Harrison. Brittany said, listen, reach across the island. I said, I did it the last time I did the live, and I'm going to do it again. And I'm going to say this to Michael Pintard. Michael Pintard, let's put politics aside. Let's be Bahamians. Let's all just be Bahamians. We cannot let our country be taken away from us. And we're calling on the leader of the FNM and all of its members. We're calling on the members of every other political party and activist group out there. We're calling on all of you to stand with us. We're calling on all Bahamians to stand with us. This is critical. We're going to look, if we don't stand up, we're going to look back at this in history and say, wow, we had a chance to stand up and we didn't. We just let them take over. Like no one stood up. Everyone just sit down and eat, do nothing. But we have to stand up because your children can't take this fight that's coming. I'm telling you, this is a different kind of crew that's coming now. This ain't the Haitians we had from back in the day. This is from the northern Haiti and from the city, the country areas. This the city crew coming. It's a different group. Your children ain't ready for that. You got to fight for them. You got to fight for them. I'm calling on all of us to stand together just this one time. Stand together and let's say enough is enough. If persons get citizenship, they're going to do it right. We're going to show up to the office of the Prime Minister at 9:30 a.m. Everyone, please be on time. There may be some inclement weather. Bring your umbrellas. We ain't standing down because they don't stand down when they come on those boats in inclement weather. They be on the outside on them boats in the rain, thunder and lightning. They don't care. They flooding these shores. They hitting the ground. They don't care if it's raining. We got to stand up. We got to stand in the rain if we have to. I'll be there in the rain, getting the coat suit wet. And I ask you to stand with me. And so let's all unite. Let's hold hands. Let's put aside our differences and let's just be Bahamians. The difference with us and everybody else, they stick together. If we can stick together and put politics aside, we can save our country. It's not too late. We just need a government that's willing to end the corruption. Listen, man, even if they've outnumbered us, the white man around the world has been outnumbered in every country and has ruled with an iron fist. The colonialists, I should say, have ruled with an iron fist. They've always outnumbered the people they were, been outnumbered by the people they were ruling. I don't care if it's 10 hours strong Bahamians will take over the New Bahamas. We will get this country back in order. We just need persons who are not corrupt and willing to do what's right for this nation. I will be the Minister of Immigration. Let me tell you something. I've been tried and proven over the years. Every battle I fought, I've won. You know of some of them, you don't know of some of them. And every battle I fought, they've attempted to bribe me. They've attempted to get me to sell out on the people I was fighting for. They've attacked me. They've burned down businesses. They've done all manner of things. Offered money. And every time I tell them no. And yes, this crew has offered me $10 million. They offered me to take over a government ministry. I told them instead of trying to bribe me to stand down, just give it to the Bahamian people. Then there will be no need for me. If you give the Bahamian people their sovereign wealth fund, benefits from their natural resources, benefits from their carbon credits, the seagrass alone is $156 million. There will be no need for me. There will be no need for anyone to stand up and fight for this country. But until then, I'm going to stand up and fight because I know what Brave told me. He don't want you all have nothing. So all I'm asking, Bahamian people, is for you to come out and stand with me. There's thousands of you watching this right now. Thousands. I only ask you to come out. Some of you are going to say, well, I have to work. I can't get a day off. Soon you won't have a job. And if our young men are continuously replaced by these foreigners who shouldn't be in this country, those young men have to eat. They have to wear clothes. They have to pay rent. They're going to show up to your house and rob you. They're going to take what you have. They may kill and rape you because of this illegal immigration situation, because of the young man is being replaced on the construction jobs and all the jobs everywhere. Bahamians are being replaced. The other people have jobs. Bahamians are being replaced. What do you think is about to happen? We got to fix this. And it starts with standing up. Someone said, well, why go to march? You know, it's be the same thing. It begins by demonstrating the will of the people. That's why they call it a demonstration. We don't just march, you know that. We are going to deliver documentation that shows the government why this man should be terminated, the skullduggery that has been going on at the Ministry of Immigration. We're going to show them these crimes are being committed. Approvals are being entered into the system for illegal immigrants, for immigrants, without cabinet approval, without any issuing in the Gazette or the newspapers. People are being given work permit who apply while in this country. People are being pulled out of their airplanes. People are getting work permits while in the detention center. Work permits are being sent on the airplane. Passports are being sent on the airplane. The Haitians can't get national insurance card, but the Haitians getting them. The Haitians, I'm asking you to stand with me and defend our one little country that we got. It's all we got. And so I'm asking you to stand. That's it. And so we're going to be out there, and we're asking you to be there. All right? I'll open the phone lines in a minute. I want to talk about a little bit about BEC, because your BEC bill is going crazy and going through the roof. I started to touch on it a minute ago. Sorry, in the last live. I started to touch on it, and because nothing is making sense. Nothing with this BEC situation. I started to show you how the price has changed over time. All right? And I'm going to show this to you again because you're being robbed. Because what's going on at BEC has nothing to do with the price of oil. The fuel surcharge they charge you has nothing to do with the price of oil. It has everything to do with corruption, and they're robbing you blind right in your face. And no one is willing to stand up or do anything about it. I just want to touch on this, and then I'm going to open the phone lines for you while I still continue to talk about some other stuff. All right? I just want to show you a couple of things. Let me screen share for those who didn't see this before. Right here. This is the price of oil from last year, June, when they started this nonsense about the cost of fuel, right? And then I can show you some documents, internal memo in BPL that's going to show you they're intentionally robbing you. They'll share this live. So this is the price. It was $109 in June last year. Remember that's when they started saying, oh, it's going to go up periodically, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? And so the last thing they put out, it was over 12 cents, 12 point something cents, and then it's going to jump again this month and keep jumping and jumping. And they're talking about, the price of fuel. Ladies and gentlemen, all of you can go and Google the price of fuel over time. It's very easy. It's a quick Google. And you're going to see that the price After they did this, the price actually dropped. It dropped. You see this big drop right here? It dropped from 109 to 87. And as we continue to go along here, we can see that it went on a downward trend. So it's up and down over time, downward trend to where it's now at 69.22. That's on the 28th of June, the last time we checked. All right, 69.22. And so look at the 5-year results, here you can see it went from, in June it was the high of 18, all right, 118, to now it's about 70. It was 69 last time we checked. 70, so it's roughly around the same thing, all right? And so the price has gone down tremendously, but they're increasingly charging us fuel surcharge. There's something else I'm going to show you. Watch this. And it's because of who's making the money, I should say, from it. Now watch this. This right here is a secret BPL memo, all right? This was to the chairman of BPL, right? It says, the hedges approved by the board were finally executed as per the final orders below. Our settled price was below the maximum premium price granted to IDB. It says underneath, these new hedges allow BPL to have fuel charge at or below, that means maximum, 11.5 cents per kilowatt through March 2024. So they can charge below 11.5 cents per kilowatt through March 2024. This is internal memo that shows the breakdown. See? So it ain't 2024 yet, not even close. And there's a hedge in place that goes through March 2024. But they killing you with the price. Do you see? So the F&M and PLP own Sun Oil, they own Focal, etc., etc. And so they are making a killing by killing you all. And you just, people are still saying PLP, F&M. What's some more things about BPL? Let's look around. Let's look at some more stuff. How about the usage charts? I'm gonna show you everything here. But look at these. This is the installed capacity. All right. Up to earlier this year. They got a different. So it's Clifton, Wasilla. They got rid of Wasilla, Blue Hills, Agco. So as you can see, the first two generators that's generating capacity, the first two generators are what? Sun Oil. Sun Oil. So Frankie Wilson and Orville Turnquest and Tommy Turnquest and all these other F&Ms and PLPs are now selling electricity to BPL. You see that? They have more engines now. And so instead of BPL generating it to sell, they're going through a middleman. And so now they've allowed Sun Oil, which is the F&M and PLP, and they're making money from that, and that supports their political drive and everything else. They are selling you electricity. That's why your electricity bill is so high. I wonder if you're ready to wake up yet. You ain't ready to wake up? Oh my God. So remember this? They was going to give us free electricity. Oh wait. Oh man, I was going to show you the one where they said they were going to guarantee that electricity bill, the fuel surcharge won't go up. Yeah, right. So the Brave said, and officer said, there's the generators. Oh, look at Sun Oil making all that money. So we built a facility, put the generators there, and Sun Oil is selling electricity to us, and our facility would be built. You get it? We paid for the stuff and then gave it to them. We paid for the facility and the generators and then gave it to them. You see? You're getting robbed. This is how the PLP, through a company called Blue Water, was trying to well, they had bought PTC and sold it to themselves. The PLP sold it to themselves for free on credit, and it's going to pay back based on the money that was being made. So we paid for the facility and paid for everything, and now Sun Oil is making the free money. But people are still going to wear F&M t-shirts and PLP t-shirts. Only in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This couldn't happen anywhere else. And so one of the things they did, and I'm going to have to go to Google Earth on this one. One of the things they did was, and I'd like to educate you, so y'all just hang in there with me. Y'all hang in there with me. One of the things they did was, instead of, they started to rent generators. And what they did was they rented 80 generators. And they would never tell you who they rented from. And why rent 80 small generators when you could rent 3 big generators? Why would you rent 80 generators? That's what they did. So this was from Ministan. They rented 80 generators. Let me show you them. Let me pull up something. 80 generators. These people rented. I am so, oh my God, I don't know. Only in the Bahamas. So they rented 80 small generators that you probably could afford. 80 of them. Let me pull this up for you. Okay, where are we? Okay. So, all right, let me screen share so you can see this. 80 generators. Y'all ready? Make sure you're sitting down. There we go. Okay, right there. So this is Google Earth. This is Google Earth. And so we're going to take you to the Blue Hill Road to the plant. Let's find Blue Hill Road. That's Golden Gates. Let's go up a little bit more. Okay, right around here. All right. Okay. Oops. Twisting it. There we go. And so we're gonna zoom in. This right here. So this is Soldier Road, and if you go straight across Soldier Road, so this is Soldier Road, where Soldier Road meets Blue Hill Road. If you go straight across the street, this is where the plant is. All right. And a lot of you didn't know that. Come on, I want to zoom in some more. And so as we zoom in, we see the plant, the facility. This is where they keep the oil. It's the big money. It's where they keep the oil right here to be able to do these generators. And this used to have just 3 big facilities, but now they have 80 small generators. And this would run the country. This is why y'all can't keep no generation. And so these generators. This is 40 here, and another 40 was up here, but they've gone missing. But the good thing about Google Earth is you have a timeline, so you could see when the skullduggery happened. So what we're going to do is go back in time. See, this is the 40 here. They pluck a couple from here, and they had some here. Right, this is where the rest was. These are plants. All right, so these little sticks you see, they're the smokestacks. Let me go a little bit closer, zoom in a little bit more. I don't know if you're seeing this, but there's some little sticks coming from each one of these. This is a trailer with a generator in it. All right. Me and Graham Bedford had this conversation the other day. And he brought some of this in. So each one of these is a trailer, and you see these sticks, that's the smokestacks, putting carbon into the air. All right. Now, what we're going to do, we're going to go back in time. All right. So you all come with me on this journey. I know you want to talk about the Haitian situation and the protests and all that, but I want you to see this because this is affecting all of us. I mean, the government is doing so much garbage, there's so much to talk about. And so we're going to go back in time because it has when you have the professional version, you can go back in time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back in time so that we can see past. So this is way in the past. So you see small generators here, and you see the small generators there. We've gone back to 2016. All right, and so all of these generators. All right. And if I go back to 2013, none of them was there. You can see this was there. None of the generators was there. And they had the big facilities that were there. You see? The big facilities were there. And the oil stuff was there. And so we're going to come into the future a little bit. 2015, you see they had the generators here. They started to have the 40 generators here. So they replaced the big facilities, the big generators with these small generators. I'll tell you why later. All right, these people are criminals. And so as we come closer into the future, 2015, you see they just had these here. And this is running the country. Okay, let's keep going. All right, let me drag it. Go back to 2018. Boom. You can see these ones show up here on the bottom. So we have generators here and generators here. So these are small generators that they're using. This means they use more oil because you have more small generators instead of the big generator that's running. The big generators would use fuel. These ones will use more. You understand? And they pick these. And then, as you can see, all of a sudden, we moved in the future about in 2021, they started to disappear. Okay, let me go cloud cover 2020. Let's go. We're gonna see as we hit 2021 and then almost there. Go forward. So a bunch of generators there, small generators still there. All right, now we're hitting 2021. And at some point in 2021, we're going to see where these start to appear. Hold on, let me just skip forward. Okay, come on. Is that cloud cover or internet? Okay. I see the cloud cover or internet. Let's go. Come on. Almost there. Okay. So we skipped over to December 2022. As you can see, the ones in the top are gone. The ones on the bottom are still there. They moved these to the Family Islands. The one on the top, they moved to the Family Islands. And they left these bunch of small ones on the bottom for Nassau. And so if you move these from Nassau to the Family Island, of course you're going to have a generation when the summer hits. But they are using these small ones that use more electricity, and they are renting them. This is beyond ridiculous. You mean to tell me they couldn't buy these small ones? Who are they renting them from? Why don't we have a Freedom of Information Act so we can know who's making the money from this? Who are you renting this from? I just wanted you all to see that. We are being ripped off as it relates to BC. The internal memo shows that they know they know exactly what's going on. There's no reason for us to be paying a high fuel surcharge. There was no reason for electricity bills to double. But guess what? We can say, oh, ain't nothing you could do. What you could do? The government in charge. And we are just going to sit down and just accept it. Or are we? Ah, boy. Question is, what are we prepared to do? And so I just wanted you to know that you're being ripped off as it relates to BPL. And you could choose to allow it to continue. But I'm going to show you what's really going on while you're paying that. Make sure you're sitting down. All right? Let me show you what's really going on. The fuel surcharge hikes has nothing to do. And this is the kind of stories that people don't really read in the papers. Oh, they brush right over it. Government's $50 million loan recovery via BPL fuel charge hikes. It's February 21st, 2023. $100 million facility supporting troubled utility. Minister loan top up but no subsidies. Consumers not hurt by delaying rise. The government is seeking to recover $50 million in advances made to Bahamas Power and Light via fuel charge hikes of up to 163% that will be imposed on households and businesses in 2023. It emerged yesterday. Did you all hear any talk shows talking about this? So hold on. Y'all raising our fuel charge. Y'all making us pay for a loan to BPL that we already paying. We paying our bill, and y'all charging us more to pay for a loan BPL got because it is inefficient and giving y'all a bunch of money? Because it's buying energy from y'all? From Focal? Which y'all haven't even announced to the Bahamian people? Alfred says, Casey, Minister of Works and Public Utilities, told the House of Assembly that Davis administration had elected to top up the loan facilities the government has made available to the cash-strapped energy monopoly instead of providing subsidies as has been the normal practice. Some $50 million or half the available $100 million has been advanced to BPL to date to enable it to pay its bills. And the minister subsequently said this interim funding will be repaid from the funds recovered via fuel surcharge. Jesus. I think it's a good time to open the phone lines. Now you see why we ain't going solar. Y'all are paying BPL at high rates for the eyes in the region. And then the government giving them loan to help them give money to PLP and F&M, because instead of them generating themselves, they're buying electricity from Focal and others. And you're all paying that loan off too. But hey, people still can wear red and yellow shirts. For the life of me, I don't understand how. So let me take a quick commercial break, and then so I could switch over, and then we could open the phone lines. Maybe Joe gotta wake up, We gotta wake up. So just a quick commercial, a public service announcement from Leslie Miller, because what he's saying is indicative of what the PLP and AFMA has been doing to us. What he's saying about women. That's what they've been doing. And this is like a bad relationship, bad abusive relationship. That's what this is like. And they just beat us and bludgeon us and neglect us and do everything to us. And we keep thinking they can change. Oh, I can change. Y'all come vote for us this time. We change. This is a new PLP. This is a new PLP. Oh, this is a new PLP. Oh, this is a new PLP. And we trust them every time. This is a new FNM. Oh, I am the old minister. I ain't you bigger no more. I Papa, come, trust me. Come vote for me again. Fools. Oh, Papa gone. Come vote for minister. I's a doctor and the country's sick. And so you need a doctor to heal the country because it's sick. Idiotic statement. But we just fall for it because it sounds good. Idiotic. Oh, this brave. See, that was Perry that was doing the foolishness. Brave, different. We could be new. And next it could be, oh, vote for Chester. See how I fix up Exuma? See how I fix the roads and stuff? I bring all this investment. Vote for me. I can be different. It's a public service announcement from one of the people who raped and robbed this country over the years, taking our NIB money to pay off his loans for failed bowling alley, etc. That's the
That's like beating your wife or your girlfriend every time you go home. You just beat her for looking at her. I love you. Boom, boom, boom. I had a girlfriend that really don't beat. She used to tell me, I love her no more because I did. But seriously, I had one like that. I had one. You know, to tell me. You know that you're joking with that. I'm serious with that. Until I get tired, man, my hands a little bit. Give me a break. I'm telling you the truth. One thing I don't do is lie.
I mean, those parliamentarians squawk where they laugh so hard at the man bragging about what he does. I know much more of this we could take, but I know I can't take no more. I'm not willing to take anymore. This one name over. 803-5995 is the number you can call in. 803-5995. Okay, the phone is already ringing. 803-5995. You are live. I am awesome. How you doing?
I'm hanging on a thread not to be swearing and cursing on Facebook because I am tired of losing my accounts. I don't want to get emotional. Wow. But the only thing I want to say, I need to say something about the immigration issue. Yeah. And I also have a question to ask you about the power company and how they're using their powers to double tax us.
Yes.
As for the immigration matter, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we're at a point, we are so sick and tired of people abusing our love, our trust, and our kindness.
Yeah.
You see, they want to threaten us and say we're our people generation, but we're going to tell them we are not that generation who are going to take it anymore. We have helped, we have allowed them to stay, and they never assimilate with us in trying to change our culture. We are not. These I want this Franky person, whoever he is, and the LaFleurs and the Georgie them and whoever their last names are, that we are not that generation that we're going to allow them to abuse us. And I am so happy you brought that law to let them know that they have agitated us too far.
Yeah.
And we've had enough. So I want that message to get out to them because we are not that generation either. All right?
Yes.
Now let's see if I can find my question I have because you always dropping a bomb on us and it's a lot to take in, especially with the power company. I wrote the question down somewhere here. Now you were explaining, because I like timelines, so I try to really understand how long they've been robbing us with this power generation between BEC and BPL. Because I'm concerned, we're one company. All right?
Yes.
Unless I'm wrong.
Yes.
You said between 2018 to 2021, at some point between 2021 to 2022, they moved some energy generation or generators to another island.
To family islands. They dispersed them throughout the family islands.
All like which ones? Like any ones in particular? Did it come to Freeport? Did it
Several of them. I don't know about Freeport, but other islands.
All right, so they're renting them to who in them other islands? And
no, they are at BPL. So they are working and creating generation on those islands. So they're not renting them to anyone, but they are renting them from someone.
Right.
And they've been doing so for over a decade.
Okay, so we're looking at all this money, right? All this money since then, since they were actually renting them to whomever on whatever island. My question now is, this 100 million, this is a magic number or something? 100 million, I think Kamala Harris bought us 100 million to generate, to help generate more energy. Who can take the payments and how that's going to be paid back? Because I didn't quite understand you because you drop a lot and you was very casual about it, but you drop a lot there. This 100,000 that said made an announcement recently. Can you just break that down? Who can be paying that and how that can happen? Because we really need to understand what's going on.
All right, I'm going to take a whole show and just deal with BPL because I didn't want to shortchange it because they're actually going to go into solar also, but they're going to try to sell that. They're going to try to let Focal and Sun Oil provide the solar panels so that they could charge us. So instead of it being free because it's from the sun, they're gonna let them provide it and do the generation and then sell it to us. So they're gonna make more profits by selling us the sun. And so all of this is what they're gonna do. So I'm gonna have a whole entire live just for that.
Getting involved so they can have the monopoly on the solar system when we've been talking about the solar system for the last 15 years.
Yes, we've already signed commitments to the UN and to the international community that by 2030 we're gonna have to go to a certain amount, a certain percentage of solar. So we've already signed that. So any new government coming to make it the same, like CB went solar, no. We signed that and we're supposed to be heading in that direction already. And so that's not any new government thing. Even if we take over, that's something we signed and committed to. And if you don't meet your commitment, then that's going to affect you in certain ways, all right? Your country with getting access to capital and certain other things because you committed to it.
Okay, so this $100,000 was just announced. You just announced it by sales. Like, where's that money coming from? You have to tell us, like, where's that coming from? Like, who?
I don't want to just tell you where it's coming from. I want to show you where it's coming from, and I want to show you the reality behind it, all right? And that's going to take more than just me saying it's coming from here, it's coming from there, all right? There's always a breakdown behind it. So, for example, like this new thing where they said it's $10 million they're going to give out to persons who the government acquired land from. and they're going to pay them out now. That's not really going to regular Bahamians. That's mostly going to our homes and Frankie Wilson and these kinds of people. But they're making it seem like, yo, we're going to pay out Bahamians.
They're subsidizing by using our property as a payout. That's what you're saying?
Yes. No, not using our property as a payout. No, government acquired property from persons like for roads and the airports and to do different things, but they never paid them. So they're saying now, oh, we're going to pay some of these people that we took properties from. But I know for sure a lot of that is going to Frankie Wilson and these same kind of people. So they're just finding a way to funnel money back to themselves. You understand?
Okay,
but I'm going to get into all of that. I'm going to have a special show just for BPL. And you're going to understand why I wanted to break it down in a deeper way.
Yeah, that's going to be good. That's good. Yeah, because that's an added tax again.
Yes,
that's
it is.
Now. I'm talking about everything else.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. See you later. Sorry for everyone who's trying to call in. Okay. Let's go live. Good afternoon. You're live.
Hi, Stay Lincoln. How are you?
I am awesome. How you doing?
I'm fine. This is Brittany Harris. I had to call in today.
Hi, Brittany.
I wanted to first say, thank you for taking my advice on, officially inviting the opposition and everyone to come out and support the march. That really shows leadership, and it shows the Bahamian people that this is not a COI movement. This is actually a Bahamian movement, and, you're interested in what's best for our country. And so I say thank you for that.
Thank you, too.
I wanted to say this. So a lot of people don't know that Frankie, aka I think he goes by Big Wolf, he was actually talking to me on his voice note. So I told him. So I've been watching him for a few weeks now. I listen because we are in the same group.
Right.
I listen to how he speaks to Bahamians. I listen to the things that he say about the Bahamas and what he really thinks of us. And so I don't know if people know, but Frankie was recently, a couple of weeks ago, Frankie got brought before the court. He got brought before the court, so he was arrested for threatening, like you said on the live, a Bahamian guy. I came in one day and I didn't know what happened. And so I didn't like that he was arrested before knowing that he threatened the guy. And I said, we're in this country, we go back and forth all the time. Then I got an understanding, and that's where I started to say, well, let me watch him. Let me really watch him and see what he's about.
Mm-hmm.
And since then, his attitude, he is a completely nasty person. And I told him, I said, it's patience like you that makes it hard for the Haitian community. We are never aware that not every Haitian feels the same way that he does.
Mm-hmm.
But I want the community to understand that as a Bahamian, when you see someone blatantly disrespecting your land, not being appreciative, being ungrateful, for what we have done in our country, we have provided you guys the resources, education, free healthcare. The things that who you are today is because of the Bahamas and Bahamians that awarded you those opportunities.
Yep.
And so I, as a Bahamian, listen to how this man blatantly disrespects us as a country. It breaks me down. It hurts my heart to see such person. And so I also wanted to ask you, after you said that, there's a law to deal with people like him, I wanted to know, is there any way we could do a digital petition that you could possibly print out after getting the signatures needed, and that when you go to the march on Tuesday, that you could also present that? Because I believe within myself, this person has no good in his heart for the Bahamas. I see y'all only heard one voice note. There are many, again, he was having the conversation with me. There are many voice notes of him disrespecting our country and making it very clear. And I asked someone today, let's hold on to this a bit. I asked someone today, I said, how can I refer to Frankie as a Bahamian when the only time he considers himself a Bahamian is when it's beneficial to him, when we are talking about trying to vote. Other than that, he is always dividing himself. So it's not Bahamians that's dividing these paper behaviors. It is them.
Yes.
It's not us that hate them. It's them that hate us. Listen to the man telling us how the Bahamas is not good enough for his children. But this is the Bahamas that was good enough for your parents and you. How dare you be so ungrateful to what we have awarded you?
Yep.
I just really, Lincoln is really boils my blood. I want people to understand this is not a Haitian. We Bahamians don't hate Haitians. I have nothing against Haitians. My husband is a paper Bahamian, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who legally into this country. I mean, well, my husband was born here. His parents legally into this country. There's nothing to do with me hating Haitians. All right? My thing is, if you are going to disrespect us, you don't want to be here. You think so little of us. Please leave. In fact, we willing to send you on the thing. You come on. We willing to put you on an airplane and send you back 5-star. But I want to know if there's some way we can do a petition to get this man out of here. It is enough. Every other day is in these groups blatantly disrespecting Bahamians, Lincoln. We cannot continue to allow this. This is sending a message to other Haitian nationals that this is okay, and it is not.
Yes, it is.
We don't want to go to war with the Haitians in our own country, Lincoln. But these people, like Franky, this is what they're doing. How do we stop this? How can we do some petition? You showed us the law. How do we get rid of people like Franky? Because he doesn't deserve
they have the government on their side who is doing their bidding right now. So the only way to get rid of these people is to put a government in place that is beneficial towards Bahamian, that loves Bahamians, that will stand up for Bahamian, has the courage to do what's right. All right, they will always find an excuse. You see, they promised they were going to start breaking down shanty downs. You see any shanty downs broken down yet? They gave a 28-day warning. Nothing.
All I see is pictures with them to the Haitian festivals and pictures with them with the Haitians. I really see them doing nothing. So that's why I am of the belief as well that this government has more love for the Haitian community than their own Bahamian people. And that breaks my heart.
Well, you saw it with Miss Curry's land and what they did with Miss Curry's land. You know, they took her land over, kicked her off the land, threatened her, told her they would kick her ass, and I'm just repeating their words, if she came back on that land, broke down her house that she built, her retirement house, destroyed her crops, and took over her land. And they started, hiding drugs and guns and all manner of things on the property, all right, connected to criminals. And they had the police protect them. And so when we came there to assist Miss Curry, the police came and protected her instead of, police was there with us to assist us with demolishing the properties, but they sent our assistant commissioner of police to protect the Haitians. It's happening right in our faces. And either we can wake up and stand up, or we can lose our nation.
Yeah. And this is the last thing that I wanted to point out. I want to bring this attention to this. So Franky has shown us pictures of how he owns these big hotels. He owns this big hotel in Haiti, and how he owns land all over the Bahamas and this and that. But you know something, Lincoln? I think that the Royal Bahamas Police Force needs to investigate this man, because I don't know no DJ in the Bahamas that makes that kind of money, or no promoters that makes that kind of money for the things that he is saying that he owns, that his Haitian cousins own. In 17, they was able to build, buy 17, break down homes and remodel them. And so there needs to be some kind of investigation to make sure that there's nothing illegal going on and how they are making their money, because we don't want that in our country. And that's my last point.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, see ya.
And so we have to remove this government and the FNM government. They are both the same. We have to remove them. It is the only way. Nothing is going to change until then. Go to the phone lines. Good afternoon, you're live. Good afternoon, you're live.
Hey, Lincoln, what's happening, man?
Right here, man. How you doing?
Oh, let's try. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work.
Thank you.
Just want to touch on this BPL subject. I wanted the Bahamian people to know that BPL saves $2 million a month while they get rid of the company Watzilla. Remember BPL got rid of Watzilla?
Yes.
So they save $2 million a month.
Mm-hmm.
So why we have high electricity bills?
Because of the fuel surcharge.
No, man, that's nonsense. That's nonsense. That 132 megawatt power plant with the government got us for our money.
Yes.
That's not operating at full capacity.
Well, that is true.
Because of lack of maintenance. So when Franky Wilson ran his generators, they pay Franky Wilson. When that power plant was operation, Station A, Franky Wilson never ran his generators.
Yeah.
He wasn't making no money.
Mm-hmm.
So now Station A isn't operating at full capacity. Franky Wilson making a killing.
Yeah.
This whole power scene is a crime, man. It's a crime.
Yeah. It is. It is.
It's sad what they do to us. I mean, one government brought us out of load shed, now we back in load shed.
Mm-hmm.
With a brand new plant there.
Wow.
$900 million plant of our money.
Wow.
Now I bet you the same government gonna come back us next year and tell us we gotta spend a couple more $1 million to provide more generators. It's a crime, man. It's a crime.
Only in the Bahamas.
Only in the Bahamas.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good day.
All right, you too. 803-5995, 803-5995. That is the number. Listen, the FNM and PLP is making a killing right now. When I say a killing, the FNM and PLP are making an absolute killing. They're generating electricity. You all realize the people you're all voting for is who eating you. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ben. How are you?
I'm awesome. How you doing?
You know, so I just appreciate you. I appreciate the information that you are sharing. But allow me, I want to speak directly to the Bahamian people and the PLP and the FNM. I want to ask them, do they love this country? Or do y'all love the PLP or the FNM more than this country and your family? Do y'all love the PLP and the FNM more than you love your grandchildren and your great-grandchildren? That's Mr. Dane. It's not about Mr. Dane. It's about what Mr. Dane is fighting for in this country. All of us should be fighting the same fight that Mr. Dane is fighting for the Bahamian people. Bahamians, listen, what Franky Wilson, you know they call him the snake. We don't have to be going through what they are going through because of our natural resources. What I'm looking at this corrupt prime minister that says no tax in this country, I am pleading and asking the Bahamian people, the PLP, the FNM, the independents, let's work together and save this country and show the political leaders, although you might support them, that the country is first and your children is first, and you would not put their party and their politics in the front of the love for this country and saving their family and their children. But you know what? Continue to do the job that you are doing, Mr. Dan, and continue to educate and to present the facts to the Bahamian people. And I pray God that the eyes of their heart, PLPs and FNS, will be illuminated, and they will see the truth and understand and set aside the colors, and let's fight together to achieve the goal that your vision is, to take this country into the new Bahamas.
Yes.
We can do it, and we will do it. But Bahamians, forget about politics. Let's do it, and let's claim our country back for our children. God bless the Commonwealth of And God bless you, my brother, Lincoln Dane.
Thank you,
have
man.
the vision, you have the vision for this country, and along the other Bahamians who will follow you. God bless you, and have a beautiful day.
Thank you. 803-5995 is the number. 803-5995. We have about 7 minutes or so left to take us to the 2-hour mark. We need change desperately in this country. We need it right away. We need it as fast as possible. We have to stand up. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just tuning in, we are going to the Office of the Prime Minister, the Cabinet, at 9:30 a.m. on Tuesday, the 4th of July. We are going there. We're going to deliver documentation to show why people should be terminated immediately, and we're serious with that. And if they fail to act, we're going to let them know that we're going to file for a judicial review. That means take them to court. Good afternoon, you're live.
Okay, good day, Mr. Ben.
Good day.
Could you please explain to me or break it down for me to understand the majority rule process when they talk about forcing a by-election? How does that go about that process?
No, you can't force a by-election. There's only a by-election in a couple instances. That's if a member of parliament dies or steps down. All right? And so you can't force a by-election. And so a by-election means an election only in a specific constituency, not a general election for the entire nation. So that's the difference. We don't have recall laws in our country like you've seen governors recall in the United States, like California, when they were having rolling blackouts. So people say, listen, the governor has to go, he's responsible, and they fired the governor. That's how Arnold Schwarzenegger was elected. And so they have a recall process in their elections, and we're going to have the same thing in the New Bahamas because we're going Republic. And but we don't have a recall system.
So even if the majority of the constituents decide to petition against the sitting member of parliament that doesn't have no substantive...
No, there's nothing in law that gives petitions any power in law.
Okay.
All right, so petitions mean nothing. They just ignore them.
So what was the whole process of when they took everybody to pay street during majority rule and what force or created this change? So that was never even what that was all about.
So basically what that did, what activists do is they have protests to bring awareness, because other than that, there's no reason for the news to cover you. You can say, hey, news, come and listen to me. They're going to say, no, why should we? So you want to demonstrate and show that there's a lot of people supporting you. If enough people come out and support you, this is international law, then the government has to stand down. You've seen it all over the world, in South America, during the Arab Spring.
So you saying that majority of the nation, or majority of the voters would have to come out in order to
No, with demonstrations, this is the only time the minority has a say. And so the minority of people can hit the streets, all right, and they can stay in the streets. And once they do that, then it would show that there's a big portion of the population that is displeased with the government, and they will have to step down. It happens all over the world.
Okay, explain that to me one more time, make sure I have a clear understanding with that last piece you just said. You say
if enough people hits the streets and fills the square, wherever the square is in the city, and every city has a square for this purpose. Every country has a capital square. If enough people hit the square and then demand that the government step down, the government then pushes back, because you have to show that you're serious. The government will push back. Once the people decide to stand up, the government must stand down. The government will have to...
We need to have the square in order for something like that to transpire in reality.
Say again?
How much people do you think we need to have in the square in order for something like that to transpire?
There's no exact number. There never is. But for the Bahamas, if we get anywhere around 5,000 people in the square, and that will overfill that square. We don't need that much to fill the square. And they stand up against the government's gone.
What you think could be a fair breaker, and why persons would not want to put themselves in a position to create change if there is truly a reason for it? Why persons Bahamians are so afraid to come out and just take a stance, even if it's simply like you say, don't go to work, Everybody's planning to go there. If you need food or you're hungry, just let us know. We'll make sure you eat. I mean, how hard is it to organize a system for us to then be able to now manage, monitor, and ensure that these be able to achieve the goals?
Through victimization and bribes, they keep Bahamians fearful. Bahamians don't want to lose their job. They don't want to be the one to stick out. We are very conservative as a people. They taught us to be shy and afraid. And so Bahamians, for example, they don't want to come out. They want to juke you in private and secret at the polls. And that's our culture.
What you think, what could we say to the people who are afraid? How could we break fear? Because I know when I'm afraid, I read Proverbs 15, verse 33, which says, the fear of the Lord is the instructions of wisdom, and before honest humility. And so we are a God-fearing nation, then why are us as a nation so afraid?
Well, that's how they've trained us, but we're going to have to break out. It's when people stop being afraid to lose their job, to lose contracts, etc., that change will happen. And so you're starting to see people are standing up. People came out to our rally, showed their faces. They weren't afraid. They're on social media fighting with the paid political trolls. They've never seen regular Bahamians do that before, who are unpaid, who are just fed up and speaking their minds. They've never seen that before. And so Bahamians are starting to build up the courage. And so on Tuesday, we're calling on everyone to come out and show them that we need to save our country. All right? And show them that we're not having this. You're not going to just give away our citizenship like candy. That's not going to happen. No. And so they're afraid of numbers. That's the only thing that shakes politicians. They are afraid of numbers.
So me as a young man, what would you say to me to encourage me to actually break this fear? Because that's what it is. It's comfort. If I'm afraid, and then how what's the guarantee?
You broke up.
I'm saying you because I'm afraid. I'm just saying that I'm a young man afraid, but I want to start. What would you say to me to kind of get the seed to build hope and to be able to?
My brother, fear is a decision. It's not natural. Fear is a sin. All right, and it is not natural. You have to make a decision to stand up. Most of the things we fear are unreasonable. There is nothing to fear. Whatever it is you fear, not taking action will get a worse result than that. If you fear coming out and standing up because you may lose your job, well, you're going to start losing jobs anyway. Bahamians have already started losing jobs. Bahamians are leaving the country already. We are becoming like Haitians and Jamaicans and leaving our country. We never did that before. All right? And so whatever it is you fear, your inaction will be worse. And so you have to stand up, man. And the thing that can comfort you more than anything else, I'm going to stand in front of you and I'm going to take the blows. They ain't scared of you. They're scared of me. All right? But they're scared of me because you're standing behind me.
Okay, I told you so.
All right. 803-5995 is the number. Last thing I wanted to touch on, listen, man, there was this case with Aranha. Remember they put the fake news out there that Aranha was squatting, and I showed you Aranha had papers for the land, this kind of stuff, and the other person, they were there, and they didn't really have papers, and they came up with some papers all of a sudden. And when we read the papers, it was almost comical how these white foreigners think that Bahamians are fooled and that they can just take advantage of black Bahamians. I'm going to show you what is on her papers, and it's beyond comical. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good day. I want to thank you for reaching out to Michael Bentard. I think that was very much fun. But I just wonder if he would not chicken out come Tuesday and everything. I think all Bahamians need to come out, even the so-called paper Bahamians who born here and through due process applied for their papers and still waiting. That lady came in, don't even speak a word of English, and she's getting citizenship bestowed upon her. To me, with the people born here of Haitian descent need to realize that's a spit in the face by this administration. Because I know some of them personally who have applied and they're like in their 30s now and they're still waiting and turn around. You know, and it's them who are angry because a lot of them are doing the due process. They look just like me and you, they sound just like us, they speak human dialect, they rush in our jungle groups. They applied and they've been turned around and turned around and turned around. And some of them are still waiting. And I think they need to come out too and say, hey, man, listen, enough is enough of this, man, because you can't just do this. If we don't start a power bond to get out, hey, being our country after this long.
Yep. I 100% agree. Well, we gotta wake up.
See you guys Tuesday, rain or shine.
All right, rain or shine. Bring your umbrellas. I ain't gonna be on no umbrella. I can be there getting wet up in the rain. That's how serious I am.
Hot, whatever. I come in, I taking a day off. I taking a day off. I know them. I come in. I catch it in the bus.
Wow.
I ain't no car.
Wow.
I catch it in the bus and come in. Yes, sir. See y'all Tuesday.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, there's this case with this family, and Aranha is the executor, and etc. And I don't think they realized that there was someone living, and so a lot of his family's properties have been taken from him. Corrupt political lawyers have been helping these foreigners. So, for example, they'll say, "Listen, this building worth $2 million. Give us $200,000, and we'll teach you how to thief it." And they've been doing that for a very long time around here. This is going on a lot in the Bahamas. A lot of Bahamians didn't know. And the same political lawyers are behind a lot of this. And so, for example, I just wanted to show you these. We were waiting to get these papers, and we found a way to get them. And the phone is ringing, and then I'll get to this. You got to see how they've been walking around. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good evening, President Bing. Good evening, Bahamas.
Good evening.
In response to the young man's question, I heard his passion asking you what will it take for Bahamians to come out in that amount and the quantity to change. I think desperation. I don't think Bahamians are desperate enough for change, because we're still very comfortable in our state of being. You know, the majority of us can find a meal, can find shelter, even if we beg it of a family. But desperation, only God will know what it will take for us to get to a point of desperation. You know, the desperation that causes another culture to take a raft on the high seas to look for change. We need to pray for God to give us whatever that is that will bring that about as a nation.
Yeah. All right. Thank you for your call. I appreciate it. And so, yes, I wanted to look at these documents, and I finally got a chance to look at these documents. And so there's a white fourplex. It is really big, so it's like 3 stories, so it looks like it's big. It's more than that. There's a white fourplex building, one building on West Bay Street, Sandy Port area, that Aranha's family. It was an old building that was there probably from the early 1900s. It's an old building. The walls are like 18 inches to 24 inches, that's how big these walls, thick these walls are. And his family owned it. They didn't have money to renovate it. And so I got in at one point and I said, "Listen, man, I will, you got to possess it. I will come on board and I will put up the money to assist you. But you got to do it for something that's benefiting the public, not just you." And we said, we're going to turn this into a shelter turn a part of it into a shelter for women who are going through struggles. The government was promising they would do that. They haven't done it, and so we're going to do it. And I'll put up the money to do it. And I did that. And these people were trying to challenge him and say they have papers, which they don't. And but anyway, they finally came up with some papers. And I mean, this is something to see. Right, I can't see which papers in front of me, so I'm just going to click on whatever is there and see which one it is. Let's just click through these. All right, let's go to the next. I just want to go to the front page first. Okay. All right, so this paper right here, right? So well, I'll get to this one afterwards. Let's go to this one first. All right. So this is conveyance, right, to from whoever these people are to SCB Sea Beach Bahamas Limited, right? So this is supposed to be these people who are saying they own it. It's Sea Beach Farmers Limited. And so these papers came all of a sudden, and it's a conveyance of all those pieces and parcels of land comprising of houses 1, 2, and 3 beach cliffs situated on the western district of the island of New Providence. One of the islands is called the Bahamas. All right, and so uh, they're saying it was sold for 850,000. All right, 2011. But here's the problem. I want you to look at this carefully. All right, and so I just described where it is for you just now. And this is the conveyance. Let me see how much payments I got who are good detectives, right? Let me see. Some of y'all might already started saying it, but I want to see how good you are as detectives, right? That's what is in front of the conveyance, right? So it's house number 1, 2, and 3, all right? And it's called Beach Cliffs, right? Now I'm gonna pull up Google Earth again. Yeah, let's pull up Google Earth again. Pull up Google Earth again. And there we go. And I'm going to screenshot this for you. See this? The humans, I mean, they keep us dumb so they can rob us. That's what they do. Now I'm going to show you this, right? So let me enlarge it. This is the area. There's a tool to enlarge it. Come on to, oh, this is Google Maps. Okay, it's Google Maps. So I'll use Google Maps. And so this right here, I hope you can see my cursor. This right here is the property in question, right? This right here is the property in question. Now, let me, this is Google Maps. Let me see if we can, let's do the street view. Yeah, right there. Yeah, that's the street view. Look at that. Beautiful, ain't it? This is the street view. And so this is the front of the building. I'm sorry, they Googled it this from across the street. So this is the front of the building here. Let me go down a little bit, see if we can get some more view. So trees in the front of it, but you can see, okay, you can see this here. This is the complex right here. All right. Okay, so you can see the complex right here. Good. All right. You can see that, right? And so look at this. And then let's go back to the conveyance. Stop sharing a second. Now let's go back to conveyance. I want to teach you how to investigate. Right? I want to teach you how to investigate. So if you go back to the conveyance, pull up the right one. Let's read that again. All that pieces and parcels of land comprising of house number 1, 2, and 3 beach cliffs, situated in the western district of Island of Providence, one of the islands of the Commonwealth of Bahamas. Now, tell me what you all see wrong here. Let's see. Let's see who's smart. Let's see who's smart. Let's see who's smart. So we showed you the complex, and then I just read to you the conveyance. Let me see who is smart. I'll take this call while I'm reading your text. Let me see who is smart. Good afternoon, you're live.
Thank you, Ben. I don't think location needs to be voting in the Bahamas. Only Bahamians need to be voting. That's like I said.
Thank you. I agree. I agree. What's wrong? I see some smart people coming up. Someone says it's missing of the apartment. Someone else says it's only one building. Missing one of the apartments. Smart. So interesting. All right, interesting. They answering fast. Let me see. Okay. One building. You have a building in question and it's land only. Show one conveyance more legal description. So I'm going to show you again. All right. Let me screen share the building again. Let me screen share the building again. I mean, this is the building. Let me just give you the answer. That conveyance says the land has 3 houses on it. This is one building. That is clearly not the conveyance for this property in question. That has anything to do with Mr. Aranha and what he's dealing with. They clearly just grabbed this conveyance and tried to use it to attack this family, this black family. And so they tried to bring a summons to Mr. Aranha. And when the police looked at it in front of Mr. Aranha, the police said, I'm not serving this summons because this summons is not for this property. This is for another property. And so this is a fraudster who is trying to continue. They have a sale for this building. They're trying to find a way to get rid of the black people in this building so they can make a sale. Wait, there's more. It gets freakier. And so this is the building, all right? And so that conveyance is for houses, all right? And so I'll go to this is Google Earth. I'll go to the Google Earth app now. Let me go to Google Earth app and show you that there was never a time ever when any houses was on that property. All right? And this is how they keep raping us and ripping us off and thinking that we're stupid. And the woman was getting aggressive with Aranha. And they trying to take that, they're trying to be insulting with him and trying to take that. And at first they were using the police to do their dirty work until they realized that I was there fighting for him. And they realized they couldn't do the skullduggery they wanted to do anymore. And so, let me show you. Let's go. Zoom in. And so, remember they said house number 1, 2, and 3, some nonsense. But that property number is 554. That is a property number 554. And that property was never called Beach Cliffs. But I'll explain that to you in a second. They are trying to pass off another property as this property. All right? And so this is the property right here, as you can see. It's the property right here. So there's a pool back here. There's another pool back here. And then there's the rest of the building over here. So there's 3 pool, then another one here, right? So this is one complex, all right? Now, again, what we can do is go back in time. So we can go back in time to 2011 when their papers originate from. That's 2012. And this is 2011. As you can see, one building, the pool area, and then the other building. There was never any houses here. See, the pool is still there. Nothing, never any houses here. House number 1, 2, and 3, never. And so this is some fraudulent persons, including a person from Bahamas Realty, who is dealing with this situation that we consider they're trying to defraud that family. And we are very concerned with that. This is an apartment complex, and they show up with this conveyance saying that it's number 1, 2, and 3, and they try to get him evicted. All right, but it has nothing to do with this. And you can go back in time. So that's 2011 when they got it. This is one building, no houses on there. And if you go back in time, you'll see the only thing that changed about this is the color of the roof. They use this white roof now because it saves on, what they call it, it's more efficient, right? The only thing different is the roof. See, same one building, the pool in the back, the pool right there, nothing changed. You're going back in there, that's 2005. And as you go back and you go back, sorry, cloud cover, it's one building, always one building. You go back as far as 1985 on this, and that's still one building. That's how serious these people are. Let me go back now. Let me go back. Here. All right. Let me go back and let me go and show you the building that they're trying to pass off. They call that the cliffs, right? Beach cliffs, and also known as the cliffs. Let me go down the street a little bit. It's going to take a minute. Y'all just hang with me. We're going to go down the street. We're going to keep going. So you see, you pass several buildings. This building here, this beige building, is the building they call the cliffs. This is the cliffs. And the man who's a part of this thing trying to Mr. Aranha, lives here. And so they probably use the papers from this building to pass it off as the papers from the other building. The street number on this building is 545. And the street number on Aranha's building is 554. This building is known as the Cliffs. If you read this sign right here and in front of the gate, you will see that this is the Cliffs. In fact, let me show you, because you can't see it. You can't zoom into this to really see it. Let me show you. And this is how these foreigners come here and think that Bahamians are so stupid and you could just take advantage of them. All right? Yeah, see the same building? See the same building right here? It's the Cliffs. Let me zoom into that picture. There it is. This is the Cliffs. This is it. Not the building where Aranha is. But they never had papers, and they want to get rid of him, so they put together these papers and tried to pass off one building, one property as the next. And so that's why the officer told him, I said, because this is not the Cliffs. This is how serious these people are. And I told everyone I decided to stand with that gentleman. I'm going to stand with him, even if I have to put myself on the line. But no one is going to take advantage of Bahamians in this country anymore. Some people say, why do you put yourself in the front line? Because that is what leaders do. I'm standing up for him. I'm standing up for other persons in the same situation. When we get the power, Bahamians who have been robbed of their land, etc., there will be justice. The Mingo Rule family. You get terrified when they hear Mingo Rule. The J.S. Johnson family. And other families I could name. Families that lost entire keys. Their keys are being sold right from under them. But they don't have the money to sue. They have one German gentleman who stole 30 properties from Bahamians in this country. And what they do is they come in and let their crooked police get rid of the persons. And once they get rid of them, he comes in, change the lock up the place, and then they tell the Bahamian, oh, you got to go to court if you don't get that place back. Because he said, you have papers for this. But they make up papers and do shady stuff. A lot of what you see happening in West Bay Street is shady stuff. The Chipman family, robbed. We're going to fix all of this. We're going to fix this. All right? So I just wanted to give you that little snippet, that little sneak peek. I'll just add to this. This the kicker. This is the most important part. I know we've been going long. I just wanted you to see this. The lawyer they chose to use. So I guess these are white people, and normally white people go to these white law firms and that kind of stuff, right? But they went to a black law firm. I was trying to go, why they chose this particular law firm? Why didn't they go to one of the big boys? Why it seems like none of the regular lawyers would take their case, right? Not even the lawyers who name on the conveyance. Why none of these lawyers taking their case? And so they chose a particular law firm to go to. And then when we started to look at the lawyers behind it, we started to see exactly what's going on. One more screen share. All right. It's interesting. One more screen share. think this is it. Let me take this call while we doing that. Good afternoon, you're live.
All the best to you, and you're doing a great job. Keep it up. We will be standing behind you on Tuesday morning.
Thank you, my brother.
I sent you a voice note. This is the brother who supports you overwhelmingly.
Mm-hmm.
He just sent a voice note and hope that you play it on your show. This is a Haitian brother.
It's what?
This is a Haitian brother.
Okay.
Who supports you, and the COI. He wants you to play that voice note. He just sent it.
Okay. All right, you sent it to me?
Sent it to you.
Good. I'll play it as soon as I finish showing this last screenshot.
Yes.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you. So, all right. Let me just pull this up for you. And this is the kind of skullduggery that they do. And see, they even got the media involved and tried to badmouth the man. They tried to make him look bad. Oh, he's squatting. It could be squatting in the amount of papers. But the other side didn't produce no papers. Then when they bring papers now, different property. All right? It's ridiculous what black people go through in this country if they don't have the money to sue and deal with lawsuits. So we try to figure out why they went to a particular lawyer. So the lawyer that they were dealing with was Troy Kelman. All right? Troy Kelman that came after Aranha. And so Troy Kelman is this particular lawyer that Tribune is talking about here. Judge calls for criminal probe into attorney's possible fraud. Kelman from Kelman and Co., I think it's called. Troy Kelman, and this is the actual ruling here. This is the ruling in that. Troy Kelman was actually, the judge was saying that he committed fraud, actual fraud against the penal code, where he should be arrested, disbarred, whatever, once they did the investigation, for the same kind of skullduggery as it relates to conveyances, trickery as it relates to conveyances. And so he's trying to figure out why they went to this particular law firm, Troy Kelman from Hannah, Kelman and Co. And it's because they were coming to do trickery. They knew they were coming to do trickery. And they're coming in now. They've come and they've trashed one of his apartments. They blocked up one of his doors. And this is despicable. All right, this is despicable. What these foreigners think they can get away with in our country. And so let me just look at this Tribune report. On Bahamians, we are here to fight for you. It's not just against the Haitians. We're here to fight for you, against all. It says, the judge blasts a seriously unethical behavior, urges disciplinary action by the bar, deals ensnared Kalina and the Mortgage Corporation. It says, the Supreme Court judge has urged the Director of Public Prosecutions to investigate an attorney for possible fraud over a series of six-figure transactions involving the same estate parcel. So the same estate, they tried to sell it over and it was never sold and all kind of skullduggery. All right? So, well, I'll break it down before I read it so you can understand. So his client was to buy this property. He was acting for both sides, actually. And one side was supposed to purchase the property, right? They paid a deposit, but they didn't pay anything else. They didn't pay the rest of the money. And so when the other side started asking for the money, and they changed lawyer and started asking for the rest of the money for the sales agreement, he went quiet, didn't answer them, went missing. But what he did was he went and registered the property. See, anyone go register a property. Went and registered the property, all right, and as if there was a sale, but there was no sale, knowing that there was no sale. Then someone else came to buy the property because that one had fallen through, and he was representing that person too, and that person That person ended up not being able to buy the property because there was some skullduggery going on because of the first skullduggery, and he knew about the whole mix-up and he was a part of it. And they asked for the property back, money back, all this kind of stuff, and it was a fraudulent transaction. So I'll just read it. The Justice T. Thompson, in a February 2021 ruling, also called on the Bahamas Bar Association to take disciplinary action against Troy Kelman, an attorney with Hannah Kelman and Company, in relation to seriously unethical behavior over two deals that ensnared a BizX-listed insurer and the government's Bahamas Mortgage Corporation. Mr. Kelman, who declined to comment when contacted by Tribune Business yesterday, saying he was unaware the ruling had been issued, first represented by Colina Insurance, represented both Colina Insurance Company and Lion Management Company in a $175,000 deal involving an apartment building and associated land in the Estella and tract in western New Providence. There's a lot of skullduggery going on in western New Providence, y'all. A $10,000 deposit was paid to Colina as vendor, and the sales agreement stipulated that the purchase price balance was to be paid within 60 days. However, Lion Management Company never paid the outstanding $165,000, even though the publicly listed life and health insurer had sent the property's conveyance to Mr. Kelman on July 18, 2012, so he could arrange its execution to the buyer. Colina, which ultimately replaced Kelman as its attorney with Alexio Knowles and Company, the law firm of its principal, Emmanuel Alexio, determined that Lion Management Company had defaulted on the deal and that the transaction was null and void. However, Mr. Kelman failed to return Colina's conveyance and its other documents associated with the failed sale. This forced the insurer to initiate legal action to recover the documents, and for which it obtained a default judgment. But Colina alleged the papers had yet to be returned. And unknown to BizX listed insurer, Mr. Kelman, even before it determined the sale was void, had lodged and recorded the conveyance in the Registry of Records on March 20th, 2013, despite the sale to Lion Management never being completed. So he recorded it as if this was completed, all right? And so they do these kind of stuff. They register it to make it seem like the sale is legit. This had the effect of transferring title to Lion Management Company, even though it had never paid for the property. Colina Insurance Company alleged that it only became aware of the description when it instructed Alexio Knowles Company to search the Registry of Records after Mr. Kelman refused to return his documents. Justice Thompson's ruling and the legal filings it records showed Mr. Kelman moved like a bolt of lightning to play a central role in a second deal for the same piece of real estate where he again represented both parties. Some 7 days before the conveyance involved in the failed Colina deal was lodged for recording, Mr. Kelman and his firm were instructed to conduct a title search on the same property, still belonging to Colina, but now shown as owned by Labney in the registry by the Bahamas Mortgage Corporation. The Mortgage Corporation's legal filings revealed that Mr. Kelman produced a conveyance transferring the same Estella and parcel from Lion Management Company to new buyers, Caleb Dorset and Charmaine Bain. That was March 14, 2013. And that very same day, he submitted a report to the corporation stating the buyers had good title and there were no liens outstanding, etc., etc., etc. All right, and so I won't read the rest, but you go look for it yourself. But note that led to some serious problems there, and the judge, said that this is appeared to be a crime. They're gonna refer this to the DPP, and it must also go to the board of the Bar Association. And the Bar Association did deal with this, and they did disbar Mr. Kelman. They disbarred him. The lawyer of these people, these folks who are now working against Mr. Aranha and using our news and these other corrupt newspapers to attack him. He was disbarred. He later appealed the disbarment, and so he is allowed to practice. The appeal is ongoing until the appeal is finished. All right. And so that this behavior is not acceptable and requires serious attention by the relevant authorities, including the Bahamas Bar, as I am of the view that Kelman's actions were intentional and calculated. The bar's duty to the public at large to ensure that persons practicing law are trustworthy and not allowed to bring shame and disgrace to the honorable profession. The reputation of the profession must be protected at all costs. All right. And he also said he breached the penal code, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. All right. And so they went and got the same lawyer who is known for doing this kind of stuff in order to do their skullduggery. And so now they are passing off Aranha's property, because he got famous for it, as a different property. And now they're bullying him. I'm going to stand with him this week, so there might be some fireworks. But we're not going to let anyone come from another country into this country and take advantage of Bahamians. Those days are over. Those days are gone. All right? They are gone. You must stand up and stand together. Everyone is bullying Bahamians. Bahamians are being treated like dogs in their own country. And it is our own Bahamians, our own crooked police officers who are being paid off to do this nonsense. Our own crooked lawyers and politicians who are aiding and abetting the sale of our country, treasonous actions, when we should be standing up and standing with Bahamians. Take this call. Good afternoon, you're live. Good afternoon, you're live.
Good night, my president. How are you doing today?
I am angry.
Boy, I am the same way. All I want to tell my Bahamian people that we, as Bahamians, the Tuesday come, if they have to, wherever they have blocks, leave your vehicles and start walking.
Yeah.
Because we have to stand up. We ain't have to worry about no security risk like how they did on February 15th trying to say it was a security risk with CARICOM. It ain't that kind of party right now. Nothing there. That's the July 4th. That's American holiday. That's not our holiday. We have to stand up. And the Haitian guy, whatever, Franky, I would get punched drunk. I never been drunk in my life. With him and Louis Georges, the exile out of our country. Since he like Haiti so much, let him go to Haiti and stay there. Go build Haiti. They too bold, man. It's just ridiculous.
Yeah. They've declared war on Bahamians. They're planning to take this country.
We make you, and then you are still despise us, nigga. You better get your hip out. You know, it's ridiculous. And they bold. I mean, downtown, when I go downtown every day there, they just so bold and arrogant. It sickens me to go downtown to be on a hustle.
Yeah.
The tourists are complaining. They're like asking me, what has happened to downtown? People cannot speak English properly. You ask them questions, all they saying is $20. They don't can't even decipher what the people are asking. But Bahamians, you all have to stand, just get these people out. We cannot take it.
Yep.
And I'm glad you showed that information, whereas if they disrespected us, it can be revoked.
Yeah.
So don't worry, in the New Bahamas, we can do like how they did in DR. And we hired the POF to do the investigation, but we ain't gonna be doing no investigation in Nassau. Y'all gonna be out of our country and doing it.
Yeah.
There's too much resources to deal with. And every person in government who is found doing, they have to go to jail.
Yes. All right, gotta run. All right. Thank you for your call. I appreciate it. All right, so I'm going to play that voice note that you asked that they asked us to play. I haven't heard it, so don't judge me. I don't know what it's going to say.
Hey, Mr. Michael, how you doing? I'm a Bahamian of Haitian descent. What I don't approve is I don't like when Haitians spend their time in the Bahamas and when they really obtain the citizenship and the Bahamian passport. That's when they decide to move. I like positive people put some positive thing in the country and help build the country, and not when you get the Bahamian status like using the document to go someplace else. I don't approve of that.
Yeah. So yeah, he's basically saying you get your documents, don't get your documents and use it and take advantage of it to go somewhere else, etc. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to stand up. So Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. I'm going to be there. We won't be going live until then, but Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. We expect all of you to be there. Make sure you are there. Take time off. We're going to deliver that letter to the government. We're going to show them the crimes in writing of Keith Bell, and we're going to take a stand. And based on information that we've received from persons within immigration, we're going to file judicial review if we have to. And we're going to demand some things. We're going to demand some documents. We're going to demand some people to testify. We're going to do what we have to do. All right? We can't play with them anymore. We can't let them give away this country, man. No. Let's save this country. All right? So thank you to all of you. In Lutheran, you're going to see us this month. We're coming soon. So just stay tuned. If you, any of you want to join the organization, our offices in Pinewood, you can reach out to our chairman, Ms. Green, 577-4158. You can call our office number, 804-4264. And let's organize and get this done. Thank you to all of the Haitian nationals who have been calling and saying that they don't support this PLP and what they're doing. Thank you to all the people who are leaving the PLP and FNM in droves because it's time for change. Thank you. We got to stand up for this one Bahamas because this is all we got. If we let this go, it's gone. If we let this go, it's gone. I want you to remember, ladies and gentlemen, that change ain't coming. Change is here. And unless we defend this only one country we got, we're going to lose it. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate you. I love you. Someone else is calling in, but I can't take any more calls. I gotta go get some fast food. Yes, that's what I eat on Sunday. So I eat every day. I'll get some fast food and try to take the rest of the day off. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you. And I'm not ashamed to say I love my Bahamian people and I love my Bahamas. And I'm going to stand up and fight for this. I'm going to stand in the front lines for the Bahamian people. I'm going to take the licks. I'm going to take the blows. I'm going to do what I have to do. But no one is going to take advantage of a Bahamian again, especially the Bahamian government or any foreigner coming to take over in this land. Ladies and gentlemen, love you. God bless you. And God bless the New Bahamas. See you on Tuesday at 9:30. Don't come alone. Bring someone with you. And let's show them that we're serious about our nation. See you next time.